This is Sam, and what was that again?
Seb.
Seb, yeah.
CB.
Yeah. What's a part of you that most people wouldn't notice at a first glance?
Tough question.
Yeah.
Probably just like my resilience, honestly. Like I have very like tough skin, just because like it's stuff that happened to me in the past. So I have like very tough skin. So like if someone insults me, like they won't like keep me down or anything. Like I'll keep going in my life and I'll keep doing like what's best for me. And yeah, I just won't let that stuff like put me down. So yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Tell me more. What you say you've been through some things in the past. If it's something that is you feel, if it's something you feel comfortable sharing, I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, there was just some family stuff. There was my parents trying to control me and just really trying to like keep it to themselves. They weren't mentally well as well, so I was kind of raised in that like broken household, and my parents were going through it as well. They were going through like a breakup and everything, and so yeah, really coming from that at a young age, and like they were a bit abusive as well. So I was coming from that, and I wanted to leave at like a very early age as well. We were like around 14 or 15. And so they told, like everyone around me just told me that I was just being like a child, and you can't really like, it's just parents being parents. It's like, they just take away your Xbox, and then you're like cracking like a little tantrum, but it wasn't really that. So I kind of, despite all that, people trying to like put me down, and despite like all their efforts, I like continued on, and I worked on myself, working on like breaking like the family trauma and all that, working on becoming a better person, and eventually I got out of that household and I lived by myself during like 16, 17. So I got my own job part-time at like a little Subway restaurant, so earning my own income to eventually try and rent somewhere, and I got my own property, and yeah, just built myself a better life from there, and building myself a better life despite what people told me. Yeah.
I like that. Have you forgiven them?
Definitely not, no. It's something that probably will stay with me, and I'll never forgive them, and just because, the hatred and all that stuff is probably definitely not something that we'll like forgive and forget. Possibly somewhere maybe in the future, depending on if they want to change, but I've changed myself, and I'm happy who I've become without them in my life. So, and I've surrounded myself with good people as well, and yeah, very happy with the little circle I have of my own friends and boyfriend as well. So yeah.
Sometimes you gotta forgive them, not to forgive them, but to relieve yourself, it's like you're carrying that burden all the time, it's with you, and forgiving is just a decision, man. You make that decision to forgive them, and it's out of your way.
I feel like sometimes, other than forgiving them, just because it's all the stuff, it's kind of unforgivable, especially when they don't want to change themselves. I think it's like, it kind of fuels me in a way, like them being like that sort of way, it kind of fueled me to become like a better person. It's still fueling me now, like even though I haven't forgotten all the stuff they've done, it's like fueling me to go on and become this better person that like they obviously didn't want to become, or they thought that like I was wrong for it. But yeah, just becoming a better person, and despite like them doing all that stuff, and just them not being really good people. So it kind of showed me like what a bad person is, and like what not to become in the future, and just become like a better person than them.
Like people tell me all the time, they're into drinking because their parents, their family were into drinking. They had that surrounding. They were born and raised in that environment. And I'll go, well, in that case, would you want to change that, or you wanna make that an excuse to be same as them, or you want to let that situation change you in a positive way or negative way? You know what?
Yeah, exactly.
And I would take it like exactly the other way. I would go like, well, that was my surrounding, that was my environment, and I'm not going to be that.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's what you did.
Yeah.
I like that. What about you, man? What about Seb?
I'll get to that in a second.
Oh, you want to add?
You want to
follow up and you want to add up? Yeah, why not?
But it's something we established early on in our relationship as well, that like if one of us hurts each other, it's something we immediately tell the other person. We don't just like hold it to ourselves or like, you know, end up resenting the other for it. Because we have hurt each other emotionally before, as I feel every couple does by accident every now and then. But we always make sure to tell the other person immediately and then change in a way that builds upon that so that we can, you know, get on with being happy with each other and enjoying our relationship. Because a lot of couples end up, I feel, breaking up because of that. Like, you know, they aren't open enough with each other. And I feel that's very important. I'm the kind of person that loves to share about my life. Like, I don't try to hide things behind walls. I sort of share everything I am with people because I also want to attract people who are going to respect and enjoy me for me. Like, I'd rather not hide lots of stuff about my life because then later down the track, a person might not like who I actually am, or, you know, there might be issues. I don't want to craft myself for every person and only share certain things about myself. I'd rather just be myself, and if you like me, you like me. If you don't like me, you don't like me. And I have had friends in the past.
It filters out.
Yeah. Because I've had friends in the past who have not been great to me, who have been fairly emotionally manipulative or abusive, who I've then cut out of my life because I've realized, like, that's not okay and you're not treating me as a human being. And so I think it's just best that we part ways, and, you know, I always make sure to wish those people well. Like, you know, I hope you work on yourself and get to a point where you can be more sort of accepting and understanding of people. But yeah, I just try to make sure that people see me for me and that we're both respecting each other equally. Because, I mean, everyone deserves to be treated like a human being.
When you said you share things and then you're trying to resolve the issue right at that moment so that it doesn't escalate it, I think what you're trying to say is most of the relationship failed because they don't communicate.
Yes, yeah, for
you
sure.
know, it could be something they like, something they don't like. You know, if you communicate more of something you like, and then and then the other person will be aware of it, and then they'll do more of that. You know, maybe it's like, you know, oh, I like flowers, so next time they'll bring you more flowers. And then they'll go, oh, I hate coffee. And then from next time, it could be that simple. What I'm saying is it could be that simple. Next time, they won't take you to cafe. They'll take you to somewhere else, maybe in a bar. You know, maybe you like whiskey. You know, they'll take you to a bar. You don't want to tell them that you don't like coffee because that might hurt him, or he might not take it the right way. You know, and then you got to drink coffee the rest of your life. You know, would you rather drink whiskey or coffee? All right. That's what I do with my relations as well. Either it's with my friends, my siblings, or my partner. I try to communicate as much as I can, and that's what I tell my partner all the time as well, because, you know, I can't read minds.
Exactly.
So you got to tell me, you know, if you don't like this, you got to tell me. If you like that, and then you got to tell me. So I'll do more of that.
And I've seen a lot of my friends end up breaking up over things that from the outside seem silly or ridiculous, but it's because they're things that have been there for a very long time that they just haven't talked about and haven't worked through. Kinds of things that if they had communicated earlier on about, then they might have been able to save that relationship and be a lot happier together.
Because it piles up.
Yeah, exactly.
And eventually there will come a time where you're like, I'm done.
Yeah.
But like, that could have de-escalated a long time ago. What's a life lesson you had to learn through experience and not advice?
Well, it's kind of like regarding like children and stuff, I guess. Like, honestly, something like I learned is like the systems here, like they're not going to change for you, and some of them aren't they're made to help you, but they're not like the best at helping you. Or one of these like cases have been child safety in Tasmania. They're definitely one of like the life. I thought they'd be able to help, but they didn't really that much. Yeah, it's probably one of the life lessons because I've like once getting out of the household, I was like homeless for quite a while. Lucky I had my car with me, but I did have to spend a couple of nights on like the streets and stuff in like a local town. So it's probably just like the systems, like they try to help you, but they're probably not up to system. And like in like every case, they probably, some of the cases they might help, but some of the cases they might not. So just like, yeah, getting like told by adults and stuff, like saying these systems could like help you and stuff, and then like they don't at all. So it's probably one of the heavy life lessons that I was definitely like showed by living it. So yeah.
So in short, do your own research.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely do some research into things, just because they're not always up to what other people say. Like the community can like talk about some things and like other people's, but they're not always like the correct thing. And definitely got to do your own research and dig into it. So yeah.
No matter what, you got to do your own research before you start believing it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it also depends on who is saying that, you know. If it's someone you trust, and then they're probably giving you right information, that's how you feel it, right?
Yeah.
You know. But if it's some random strangers giving you advice, then I'll obviously question the thought process behind that, you know.
Life lesson, very similar to yours, is like just don't judge a book by its cover, but like even though it is cliche, it is very, very true. Like I've met so many people who are awesome, who I have heard from friends are terrible people, just because those friends may be like, you know, those friends might be terrible and they've been called out by this person, and so they, you know, shit talk this person even though the person's super lovely. And like everyone is going to talk about a person from the perspective that they have of them, like however their situation evolved, whatever problems happened. So I've found many people who I have had completely different perspectives of than how I heard about them earlier. And it's just, like you said, it's very important that you take your time to understand the person and learn about them, and also just keep your head on straight. Like, if you're in a friendship or a relationship or anything with someone, you can always leave. You can always tell them, I don't like how you're acting and I think that you need to polish yourself up a little bit. Like, if you don't feel comfortable, you need to make that person understand that they're making you uncomfortable, and if they continue to make you uncomfortable, you're allowed to leave.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not because they intensely want to do it, because sometimes they don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? Yeah.
Sometimes they just
don't know.
It's a habit or a behavior that they have, and until you tell them, they're just going to continue doing that habit. And then once you tell them, they might be like, oh, sorry, I didn't know that was hurting you. I'll try to do better and to stop that.
Yeah.
And, you know, they might slip up once or twice, but as long as they are clearly trying to work on that, that's a good change.
Thank you very much, Sam.
It was nice having a chat with you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Sheb.